Whisper. It's been ages since the last time I did one of these, and I think the reason is because I always think I'm just too busy, and in reality it doesn't take that long to make a video. So anyway, I'm ill, I have a cold, and so I thought, well, I'm not going out this evening because number one, it's Sunday and I have to work tomorrow, and as well I thought, since it's a cold night, I would stay in and I don't have anything to do, and I thought I would do a Whisper video. But anyway, thank you also to the people who keep subscribing to me even though I only have 2 videos up, and the comments very kind. But anyway, I'm going to do today a reading from Wikipedia's article on the common cold, which is what I seem to be suffering from. Also, I have a piece of gum in my mouth because I'm quite dry mouthed at the moment from my medicines, so I hope you don't mind. I quite like the sound of people chewing, and people like Innate Whisper, and Makes Me On 13. I've always listened to their videos. Even at work, I have to try to not fall asleep. Anyway, this is the common cold. The common cold, also known as nasopharyngitis, rhinopharyngitis, acute coryza, or a cold, is a viral infectious disease of the upper respiratory system which affects primarily the nose. Symptoms include a cough, sore throat, runny nose, and fever, which usually resolve in 7 to 10 days, with some symptoms lasting up to 3 weeks. Well over 200 viruses are implicated in the cause of the common cold. The rhinoviruses are the most common. Upper respiratory tract infections are loosely divided by the areas they affect, with the common cold primarily affecting the nose, pharyngitis, and the throat, and sinusitis, the sinuses. Symptoms are mostly due to the body's immune response to the infection, rather than to tissue destruction by the viruses themselves. The primary method of prevention is by hand washing, with some evidence to support the effectiveness of wearing face masks. There is no cure for the common cold, but the symptoms can be treated. It is the most frequent infectious disease in humans, with the average adult contracting 2 to 3 colds a year, and the average child contracting between 6 and 12. These infections have been with humanity since antiquity. Signs and symptoms. The typical symptoms of a cold include cough, runny nose, nasal congestion, and a sore throat, sometimes accompanied by muscle ache, fatigue, headache, and loss of appetite. A sore throat is present in about 40% of cases, and a cough in about 50%, while muscle ache occurs in about half. In adults, a fever is generally not present, but it is common in infants and young children. The cough is usually mild compared to that accompanying influenza. While the cough and fever indicate a higher likelihood of influenza in adults, there is a great deal of similarity between these two conditions. A number of these viruses that cause the common cold may also result in asymptomatic infections. The color of the sputum or nasal secretion may vary from clear to yellow to green and does not predict the class of agent causing the infection. Gross. I can inform everyone that my sputum or nasal secretion is healthy and clear, actually. But unfortunately, my nose has been so runny that I've been getting a lot of nosebleeds, which is unpleasant. Anyway, progression of the cold, according to Wikipedia. A cold usually begins with fatigue, a feeling of being chilled, sneezing, and a headache, followed in a couple of days by a runny nose and cough. Symptoms typically peak 2 to 3 days after infection onset, and usually resolve in 7 to 10 days, but can last for up to 3 weeks. In children, the cough lasts for more than 10 days in 35 to 40% of the cases, and continues for more than Basically, the story of my cold is that not this past week, but the week before, I work in an office, but I help plan corporate events, and we had a major corporate event on Monday the 6th, and the week prior, I do the events coordinating, and I also kind of manage an office, and so I had to both jobs at the same time, so I was working 12 to 13-hour days every day that week, and not really eating well. I had a bit of a problem in my personal life, so it was affecting me, so to speak. So I was getting up very early, working very long hours, not eating very well probably. And then by the time Friday came, I was fine. And then Saturday we had snow in London, and it was quite cold. It was alright though. And then Monday we had the event, and I had to be up at 4:30 in the morning, and my company paid for a taxi to take me to work and to take me home at night, but I still had to be up at 4:30, and I was at work at 5:45, and I didn't finish really with the event until about 10 p.m. And then after that, the senior members of my department invited me out to have some celebratory drinks, which I went to, and I didn't actually get home until midnight. So it was a very, very long day, and I think that in combination with what happened or with my schedule the week before, I was feeling very run down, and on the day of the conference, on the 6th, the big event, I was sneezing a lot but didn't feel ill. But then all of a sudden I guess it was by Wednesday of this week, I had a sore throat, and then I've been dealing with, I took Thursday off actually, and then I went back to work on Friday feeling much better, but still had a lot of congestion in my nose, and it's been a bit of a bother, but oh well, what are you gonna do? It's alright. I just want my nose to stop being stuffy. That's my least favourite part. Okay, that's stupid. I don't have any favourite parts of being ill, but my most hated part of being sick is having a stuffy or runny nose, because I can actually deal with the sore throat in a way, because you can, use antiseptic spray, any things to numb your throat, and there are things that you can do, but it's waiting with the nose, and I have been just really suffering with this cold. Every night it gets quite warm in my room, and I think it doesn't help that I also have a heater, but whatever, that's a separate issue. And it dries out my nasal passage so much, and it just makes it so difficult to breathe. But anyway, I hope everyone else is able to fend off all the colds, as we're in February, and it only recently got cold in London. I was walking to work up until mid-January, and it was fine, and it was, it's a bit colder, but recently I haven't been able to stomach it. It's been too cold when I go out in the morning. But anyway, let's see if there's anything else interesting in this article from Wikipedia. Some interesting images. If you have a chance, just go on en.wikipedia.org/wiki/common_cold. Some old posters about there's a poster. This poster encouraging citizens to consult your physician for treatment of the common cold, and it's a picture of a shark. It says, "Pneumonia strikes like a man-eating shark, led by its pilot fish, the common cold." Oh, wow, that's from is what I'm thinking of. It's in London. Lovely. Anyway, if anybody has any tips for getting through colds quicker, for fending them off more efficiently, I'd love to hear them, because I always seem to catch it too late. And I bought the Vicks First Defense nasal spray, but it's hard to tell at this point because I'm sick and I ended up being sick and taking a day off of work. But it's hard to tell if that actually did anything at all, so if there's anything that you guys do, I'd be very interested in hearing it. Anyway, well, I think that's about time. I hope everyone's doing very well, and I hope you stay